Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Creation of humans on earth or in paradise. One of the questions we hear about the Quran is whether Adam and Eve were created on earth or in heavens. In verse 30 of chapter 2 of Quran, as shown on the screen, God informs angels of his intention to place a successor on earth. Later in verse 19 of chapter 7, he also says, O Adam, live with your wife in paradise. And finally, in verse 123 of chapter 20, we read, descend both of you from here, which refers to paradise. So disbelievers of Quran consider these verses as a contradiction. They claim such wordings imply that God himself had Satan deceive Adam and Eve to send them to earth. So it was all God's plan in their view. If we adhere to the literal meanings of the Quran, in verse 32 of chapter 53, we can see the phrase, He created you from the earth, from which we understand that humans are made of the earth's material, hence being compatible with the life on earth. Can God has taken some stuff from earth and created Adam and Eve in another place? Being an omnipotent God, he can certainly do that. But one can argue, why not creating the initial material in the first place? On the other hand, we know that humans cannot exist in their body form unless their basic needs, such as breathing, eating, and drinking, are all met. From today's space science, we now know that practically it is only Earth conditions that seem to be tailored for humans' physical requirements, unless otherwise is proven in future. Moreover, in verse 19 of chapter 7, since God commands Adam and Eve to reside in paradise, this shows they were in another place and were moved to paradise to live in. Therefore, from Quran's mention that God created us from earth, we can see not only all humans are being created on earth currently, but also Adam and Eve themselves were first created on earth as well. So God has done exactly as he informed the angels before creating humans. Next, we may ask where the original paradise was in that case. This takes further looking at a couple more verses of Quran. From the similar descriptions between the paradise where Adam and Eve were placed and the afterlife's paradise, we can see humans' body functions, including eating and drinking, exist in both. These chemical metabolisms in our body will not work without oxygen and breathing, which requires the Earth's atmosphere. Does this mean the paradise has been and will be on Earth? Now let's look at the verse 31 of chapter 50. We read, and paradise will be brought near to the righteous, not far off. This verse implies that paradise has always existed and has never been far from us, unlike the hell, which is made after the day of judgment according to Quran. Before we try to imagine where paradise could be right now, we need to look at two more verses. Verse 48 of chapter 14, it says, "The day when the earth will be changed into a different earth, and the heavens as well." This verse tells us that the earth as we know it today will be converted to a new earth with different laws of nature. Yet, since humans should still be able to exist on it before being transferred to their eternal place, it will remain a human-friendly environment. Does this mean again that paradise will be same as the new earth? Not really, because in verse 21 of chapter 57, we read, "A paradise as vast as heavens and the earth." These wordings means the paradise is not limited to the earth, both in terms of the size and its features. Again, having humans live anywhere requires our basic earthly needs. Plus, the fact that we are made from earth means we are compatible with other creatures and conditions of earth. Therefore, no matter where the paradise is at this time, it must be earth-like surroundings, although with different laws of nature. What we can conclude from reading these phrases of Quran are listed as follows. Adam and Eve were created from earth and on earth. No contradiction in this regard. They were placed in paradise to reside there, assuming it was due to their innocent soul right after their creation. Then, due to the sin they committed by disobeying God, they descended to earth. We humans, as children of Adam and Eve, live on earth until death. Then we are resurrected in our full-featured physical bodies. From earth again, we are transferred to our eternal home, which is hopefully paradise for most people. Since paradise has always existed and must have an earthly nature to accommodate humans, then we can imagine paradise currently exists in another dimension and in a parallel world to us. This way, earth works as a step towards paradise, which exists at a higher level of consciousness achieved by God's blessings. I suggest you rewind this video and stop and read each verse for yourself. It appears that Quran's verses work like miraculous words that when you arrange them together in certain way, they create new concepts and answer our questions. Then you rearrange them another way and find other new meanings and ideas. I hope to hear from you in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you next time.